Let's take you to this top story now. The 81 suspects who were arrested in West Village, west of Johannesburg, over the weekend have begun appearing individually at the Krugersdorp Magistrates Court. The suspects were arrested following the gang rape of 8 women who were part of a production crew shooting a music video. They were working on site when the attack took place last Thursday near a mine dump in Krugersdorp. Now, let's get you the latest. We're now joined in studio by our reporter, Hasina Gori. Hasina, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. First, talk to us about the appearances that happened in court today. We understand more than 80 suspects appeared. Talk to us about the very latest there.
So today we saw that 81 suspects appearing, some in groups, some individually. It's been a large number. They've been processed. We were postponed the last time because many of them did not have any legal representation. It was a first time appearance as well, but also for the police to conduct an ID parade that has not yet been conducted. So the matter has now been postponed to next week, Wednesday. They're also hoping to link some of these suspects to the rape incident. Right now, every one of those suspects are only facing charges of the contravention of the Immigration Act. That's been for being in the country without the proper documentation. There's a lot of stringent rules in court at the moment. You're not allowed to record any visuals of these accused, as an ID parade has not yet been done. Also not allowed to name them or share any characteristics of who they are. They all are from the SADC region, and one should note that from that 81, at least 20 of them are minors. They are juveniles. They're below the ages of 18 as well. Some of them don't have their own documentations even. So it's going to be a process for Home Affairs to confirm whether or not they're on the system and where they're from as well. So that's what we saw happening today. All of them will return to court next week, Wednesday. There was also those that were arrested yesterday during a sting operation. That's a number of about 50 or so. They also made a first appearance. For now, we know that also facing charges of contravention of the Immigration Act. We're waiting to hear what other charges they may also be facing.
Now, let's sort of focus on the police operations. Of course, we understand at this point that in as far as the linkage is concerned to the rape, we are talking about 20 or so suspects. So talk to us about some of these operations that the police have conducted and where exactly is their focus at this moment, because we know that it's now, it delves outside of the actual rape that happened on Thursday, correct?
So this rape incident that happened on Thursday has shone a spotlight on various different criminalities. So the gender-based violence issue, we know the numbers in South Africa of rape and femicide. So that's one specific part. But those that have been alleged to perpetuate this crime seem to be those that live at these abandoned mines and disused mines and have been terrorizing communities in that area for quite a long time. We've heard from those communities. So police are now putting their focus onto those mines. What we saw yesterday when we went in with them was not going down into the shafts and the trenches of these mines, but to go into the processing operations, so on the ground operations, and to go into some of these cells. What we heard from them yesterday was that this entire network is quite a large network, and even if police come in and close one cell that's operating, tomorrow they get more equipment because police will seize or burn all their stuff, and tomorrow they're well equipped once again. So also there's 2 parallel operations that they're currently doing. Right now in the West Rand, they're going into these trenches, bringing in various different units of theirs, as well as the drones and K9 police. They're also looking for that ammunition and firearms that these illegal miners seem to have. Quite a large number of that. We've seen shootouts between police and the miners as well, with one being shot dead yesterday. But also looking now at where exactly are the big business involved in this? Who is the kingpin in this? And where is the flow of money coming from? To also work on shutting that down, because it seems that shutting down operations on a ground level alone is not effective enough.
And I mean, one wonders then, how will government treat this particular matter? Because we heard in some of these arrests, some of these suspects that have now been arrested are repeat offenders. Some have been deported to their various countries and have come back. In fact, the youngest we know now is 13 years old, as you say. But let's talk now about just what have, the people that went to court outside the periphery of court have been calling out. Some saying that this rape of the 8 women, in fact, the gang rape, should serve as a wake-up call asking government to do more. What have they been saying?
That's an echo we've heard throughout this week. Outside court today, quite a large group of political parties also coming out, sharing their sentiments, from the ANC, DA, EFF, IFP, as well as Action SA, all outside, but more important, the community members. And we've heard from them saying that they do not want this, action and crime, while it's getting so much of support politically as well as headlines, not to be taken over by politicians, that it is their issue. So we spoke with, I happened to speak to people that worked in these mines, that had lost their jobs when the mines were closed down, and hearing from them on how hard and difficult life's been. We've heard from many community members, a lady that came out saying she was also raped by one of these illegal miners. There's people sharing how they're terrorized, how their cars are hijacked. So really calling on the police in that area. And we've heard yesterday, we asked this to both the provincial commissioner as well as the police minister, why is there not effective policing on the ground in these communities? Many of the communities are complaining that the police are in cohorts with these illegal miners, taking bribes from them, protecting them as well, and not protecting the people. So really calling for police to say, beef up your on-the-ground service, and not just these raids that happen sporadically in specific areas. Calling also for a change in border control. And when it comes to the immigration issues, we've heard them now saying that the Department of International Relations needs to now start having talks with the neighboring countries in the SADC region to also assist in ensuring we keep, the legal people in both countries moving freely, but those that are not documented should be taken back and held into account in their own countries.
And of course, one of the other sentiments is that, with this more than 80 people or so being arrested, it has to take the lives of 8 young girls to be gang raped, to for action to finally happen. But Hasina, thank you so much for that update. Let's leave it there for now. That was Hasina Gori just giving us the very latest on this Krugersdorp matter.